Welcome to my channel. In my previous video, I had spoken about contracts and agreements and on how we enter into numerous contracts in our daily life, knowingly or otherwise. If you haven't watched that video yet, please check it out. The link is given in the description box. In this video, I'll be sharing with you the essentials of a valid contract. A contract should have certain basic elements to make it a valid contract. Let's see what are these elements. Proposal and acceptance. In order to create a contract, there should be at least two parties. One person should make an offer and the other should accept it. The offer which is made should be a valid offer, which means it should be legal. For example, contract to build a house is a valid and legal contract, whereas contract to commit murder or theft is illegal and therefore not a valid contract. Legal relationship. The intention of agreement over an offer should be to create a legal relationship with the acceptor. Social or domestic agreements are not contracts because they do not create legal obligation. For example, an agreement to give dinner to a friend is not a contract. It's a social agreement. If a hotel management agrees to organize a dinner party on behalf of its client, it becomes a contract. Lawful consideration. For an agreement to be enforceable by law, it must have a legal consideration. An agreement is legally enforceable when one gets something in return of something. Example, when a person sells a car, he gets money in return. An agreement to do something for others for nothing is not enforceable. Capacity of parties. The parties, that is the offerer and the acceptor, must be capable of entering into a valid contract. Every person who is a major, that is, who has attained the age of 18 or above and is of a sound mind and is not disqualified by law from contracting, is capable of entering into a contract. Here, the person with sound mind means that person shouldn't be a lunatic or an insane person. A person disqualified by law from entering into a contract is a convict who is undergoing a punishment or an insolvent person. Free consent. Free consent means when two or more people agree for the same thing in the same sense. Consent is said to be free when a person is not forced to enter into a contract, that is, through coercion. When undue influence is not put on a person to make him agree. Consent is said to be free when his consent is not obtained by fraudulent means, that means by making false statements deliberately or through deceitful means. Consent should also be not obtained by misrepresentation of information or mistake. If consent is obtained by cheating someone or through dishonest means, it will not be termed as a valid contract. Lawful object. The object of the agreement should be lawful. It shouldn't be illegal, immoral, or against a public policy. Illegal object means contract to carry on smuggling, drug trafficking, etc. Immoral object means against a moral law of the country, like human trafficking, slave trade, child labor, etc. Against a public policy means anything which causes harm to the public at large, like pollution or discharge of harmful substance to the environment. Certainty of terms. The terms and conditions of the agreement should be definite and certain. It must be clear and should not be vague. Example, a seller entering into an agreement with a buyer that he would sell a certain quantity of a certain goods at some price which isn't specified in the contract is a vague contract. When the quality of goods are not mentioned in the agreement, in that case too, the contract becomes vague. Possibility of performance. The agreement to do an impossible act is void in itself. For example, if you promise to give $100 to your friend, if he proves that two parallel lines intersect each other, Such a contract is void because it is impossible to prove that parallel lines intersect each other. Void agreement. The agreement to prevent or stop a marriage, the agreement to prevent or stop a trade, the agreement to prevent or stop legal proceedings, agreements having uncertain meaning, wagering agreements like betting or gambling are all void agreements and therefore cannot be enforced by law. Legal formalities. An agreement could be either oral or written. Certain agreements like lease, gift, etc. should always be in writing. Example, lease deed. Some agreements must be in written, attested and registered if the law so requires. Hope you liked the video. Please share it with your friends if you find it helpful. Subscribe to our channel for videos on the same subject. Don't forget to hit the bell icon for notification on new videos. Thank you for watching.